Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to learn about using a HTML parser. And what that parser does is that it allows us to extract the only part of the HTML source code which we want. So let's say you only want the headings out of a HTML page. So what you could do by using Beautiful Soup is that you could only get headings from a particular web page. So even before you use the Beautiful Soup parser, what you need to do is that you need to go to File, Settings, and you need to search for something which is called as Project Interpreter, I guess. Okay, yeah, you need to go to Project Interpreter, and here you need to make sure that Beautiful Soup is installed as a package in PyCharm. So I already installed Beautiful Soup, so you could actually see here I have installed Beautiful Soup 4. But if you don't have Beautiful Soup over here, what you need to actually do is that you need to download it. So in order to download, you could simply go over here and click this little plus sign which says install. So after going over here, you could type in Beautiful Soup over here, and as you could see, this thing right here is Beautiful Soup 4. And what you need to simply do is that once you select Beautiful Soup, you simply need to click this button which says install package, and what that is going to do is that it's going to install the Beautiful Soup package so that you could actually go ahead and use that package in your code. So you simply need to hit install, and that is actually going to install Beautiful Soup for you. Now many people say that Beautiful Soup is actually a web crawler, but it's actually more of a HTML parser which basically allows you to take only those elements which you want from the entire HTML source code. So once Beautiful Soup is installed, you will be able to see Beautiful Soup in this location right here. So simply click OK, and here what we are going to do is that we are going to try to extract only the heading tags from this Wikipedia's homepage. So what you need to do here is that you actually need to import Beautiful Soup. So you simply need to type from BS4. So BS4 is actually a package for Beautiful Soup 4. You simply need to type import Beautiful Soup, and that is going to import Beautiful Soup for you, so that now you could actually go ahead and you could actually use Beautiful Soup to parse HTML. So we are going to keep this line as it is, but we are going to delete this. And here what we need to do is that we obviously need to use Beautiful Soup, and to this we basically pass in html.read, which we have passed in to the print function previously. So we type html.read, and after this you need to mention the type of parser which we are using. So we are using HTML parser, so we type html dot parser. And once we have this thing, what this is going to do is that this Beautiful Soup function is going to return a Beautiful Soup object. So in order to save that object, we type bs object equals Beautiful Soup, and that is basically going to return the Beautiful Soup object. And now in that bs object we could specify what particular element do we want. So let's say you only want the elements having h1 tag. So what you could do is that if you want to print out all the elements having the h1 tag, you could type print, then you could type in the object name which is bs object, then simply give a dot operator and then type in h1. So what this is going to do is that it's only going to include those elements which basically have the h1 tag. So in order to understand it in a much more better way, let's save the code and let's try to run this. So if you save the code and if you hit run, as you could see, now in this case you only have the h1 tag. So whatever information you have within the h1 tag is available for you. So Wikipedia's homepage probably has a single h1 tag, and that's why you got the information for a single h1 tag right here. Now what if you actually go ahead and instead of this h1 tag, let's take any other HTML tag. So let's say we want the title, so let's type in title over here. Let's save the code, and if you try to run this thing, as you could see, we actually got the title tag and the contents of the title tag. So this is how Beautiful Soup can be used to parse the HTML. So by parsing, what I mean is that you actually could remove entire elements from a particular HTML source code and have only elements which you want. So here you could easily specify that, okay, I want a title, or you want a heading 1 tag, or any other tag which you wish to. So what Beautiful Soup does is that it actually makes our job much more easier by just giving us the information which we want and neglecting the rest of the information. So that's it for this lecture, and these were the basics of a web crawler. These are just the basic concepts which I thought I should explain you guys before we jump into building a web crawler. So in the next lecture, what we are going to do is that we are going to learn what is a web crawler and how a web crawler actually functions, and we are going to start building our very own web crawler in Python. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.